Hey everyone! Did you know that over 70% of people never step out of their comfort zone? That means most of us are living our lives in a safety bubble, avoiding the unknown, sticking with what feels easy, and never taking that leap into the unknown. But let me ask you this. What would you do if you weren't afraid? What if, just for a second, you ignored the voice that says, stay safe, and actually stepped out of your comfort zone? The truth is, your comfort zone is like quicksand. Comfortable, yes, but slowly pulling you into a life of mediocrity. Today we're going to talk about how to break free from it. And trust me, it's not as scary as it seems. Stepping outside your comfort zone is one of those cliche pieces of advice everyone loves to throw around. We've all heard it a million times. If you don't step out of your comfort zone, you'll never grow. And as much as we roll our eyes at it, deep down, we know it's true. But what's often missing from that advice is why it's so important. Stepping outside your comfort zone isn't just about tackling challenges for the sake of it. It's about opening yourself up to new opportunities, relationships, and experiences that you'd otherwise miss out on. And here's the kicker. It's not just about taking big, life-changing risks. Sometimes it's about the small, daily decisions that could lead to massive growth over time. In this video, we'll explore why staying in your comfort zone may be holding you back, how you can start challenging those invisible barriers, and most importantly, why discomfort is the real catalyst for growth. And yes, I'll throw in some humor and sarcasm to keep things fun, because let's face it, this topic could sound a little intimidating. But by the end, I promise you'll be ready to kick your comfort zone to the curb. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. These are the things that keep us trapped inside our comfort zones. We stick with what we know because it's safe. It's predictable. There's no risk of falling flat on our face, right? But here's the thing about fear. It's a sneaky little emotion that loves to disguise itself as rational thinking. You'll tell yourself, it's not fear, I'm just being practical. Or, I'll try that new thing when the timing is better, which is really just code for, I'm too scared to do it now. Trust me, I've been there too. And the more we rationalize staying in our comfort zones, the harder it becomes to escape them. The problem is, when you avoid stepping out of your comfort zone, you're also avoiding growth. Think about it. What if the job you're afraid to apply for is the one that would take your career to the next level? What if the hobby you've been putting off trying is where you'd meet your future best friend or even your partner? Fear keeps us from experiencing these things, and the longer we stay in our safe bubble, the more opportunities we miss. Let's get into the real meat of this. How do you actually break free from your comfort zone? What practical steps can you take to start embracing discomfort? First off, let's agree on something. You don't need to take a huge, terrifying leap. You don't have to quit your job and move to a foreign country. Unless that's your thing, then go for it. But for most of us, it's about starting small. Number 1, start with micro challenges. The easiest way to start stretching your comfort zone is with tiny, manageable challenges. For example, if you're afraid of public speaking, don't sign up to give a TED Talk tomorrow. Instead, start by speaking up more in meetings, or maybe lead a small group discussion with friends. The goal here is to dip your toes in the water before diving headfirst into the deep end. Number 2, learn to love discomfort. I know it sounds crazy, but you've got to start seeing discomfort as a good thing. Think about the last time you tried something new. It was probably awkward, maybe even painful at first. But wasn't there also a sense of accomplishment afterward? Discomfort is a sign that you're growing, that you're pushing yourself beyond what you thought you were capable of. And the more you expose yourself to discomfort, the easier it becomes. Number 3, shift your perspective on failure. This one is huge. We're conditioned to think of failure as the worst possible outcome, when in reality, failure is just feedback. It's life saying, hey, maybe try a different approach. Every time you fail, you learn something new about yourself or the situation. But if you never attempt to step out of your comfort zone, you're not giving yourself the chance to learn and grow. So instead of fearing failure, embrace it. Number 4, surround yourself with people who challenge you. Let's be real. If you're always around people who stay in their comfort zones, you're less likely to challenge your own. Start spending time with people who push you, who encourage you to take risks and support you when things don't go as planned. The right environment can make all the difference. Number 5, use positive reinforcement. When you do something that scares you, whether it's speaking up in a meeting, trying a new workout, or setting a boundary in a relationship, reward yourself. Positive reinforcement works wonders in building new habits. And stepping out of your comfort zone is no different. Give yourself a little pat on the back every time you push through discomfort. Now here's the part that's going to change the way you think about your comfort zone. Discomfort isn't just something to tolerate. It's the price of growth. And once you start to embrace that, the world opens up to you in ways you never thought possible. Let me share a quick story. I once knew someone who was terrified of trying new things. Let's call him John. John had a cushy job, a predictable routine, and never really stepped outside of it. Then, one day, he decided to take a salsa dancing class. It was completely out of his comfort zone, and to be honest, he looked like a fish flopping around out of water at first. But you know what? John stuck with it. Fast forward a few months, and not only had John gotten good at salsa, but he also became more confident in other areas of his life. He started networking more at work, landed a promotion, and even made new friends. All because he took that first uncomfortable step out of his comfort zone. So, to recap, stepping outside of your comfort zone is essential for personal growth and success. Fear is going to be there. That's inevitable. But you can't let it stop you. Start small with micro challenges. Learn to see discomfort as a good thing. Shift your mindset on failure. Surround yourself with people who push you. And reward yourself for every step you take. Remember, staying comfortable is easy, but it's also a trap. It keeps you stuck, limiting your potential, and keeping you from the experiences and opportunities that could change your life. The magic happens when you step outside of that bubble. Now I want to hear from you. What's one thing you've been afraid to do that could push you out of your comfort zone? Drop it in the comments below and let's get a conversation going. And if you're ready to take your personal growth to the next level, check out my next video on overcoming fear. It's packed with practical tips to help you move past your biggest mental barriers. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And, as always, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.